Quick Shot Reviews. I'm your host Luke and you are the Cheap Shot Nation, and we're continuing our journey through the Conjuring extended universe with the film that kicked it all off, The Conjuring. It was released in 2013 and in the timeline I've got it down as 1971, although I think it probably should have come before Annabelle Comes Home, but there you go. It got an 85% Rotten Tomatoes rating on here, and obviously it was directed and written by James Wan. One of the films that put him on the map, incidentally, which is, James Wan now is directing Aquaman. That's a turn up for the books, isn't it? Anyway, the basic premise is a paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, Ed and Lorraine Warren work to help a family terrorised by a dark presence in their farmhouse. Forced to confront a powerful entity, the Warrens find themselves caught in the most terrifying case of their lives. So that is the official description. My description is that this film is brilliant, atmospheric, really well shot, the panning shots are fantastic, the acting is really, really good, and the whole thing, it brought little things in, like little jump scares, but not complete jump scares, like they play a game of clap and find, or whatever they call it. So you go, you've got a blindfold on, you clap and you have to try and find them. A bit like Marco Polo, if you've ever played that game. And so in one scene the little girl and the mum play this game, but the clapping comes from somewhere else, and it's little subtle things like that that just keep you hooked on this one. And it is such a good horror film. Say for 2013, it's definitely a modern horror masterpiece in my book. Stars Vera Farmiga as Lorraine Warren, Patrick Wilson as Ed Warren, rather. Ron Livingston as Roger Perron, Lily Taylor as Carolyn Perron, Charlie Castelleted, there you go, as Andrea, Hayley McFarland as Nancy, Joey King as Christine, Mackenzie Foy as Cindy, and Kyla Diva as April. Obviously they are all part of the Perron family, a case that was documented a lot during the time that the Warrens were around. And yeah, I'd say go and watch this movie. I can't really explain too much about it without giving too much away. Like I say, it's set in a creepy farmhouse. You've got the paranormal investigators. It's not relying on jump scares, loud noises, things like that. It's everything that you want from a horror film and more. You want to be on the edge of your seat. You don't want to be made to jump by loud noises. Something that befell the series later on in the universe and later on in the releases, i.e. The Nun, which wasn't scary at all, even though it used jump scares, and The Curse of La 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 Bomba, which we will get to after this one. So, like I say, this is one of those films that you just need to go and watch. I'm not going to go into details with it, but go and watch this film because it is really, really good. Certainly, according to Rotten Tomatoes, it's the best film in the Conjuring series, followed closely by The Conjuring 2, which again we will get to as we move along this list. Anyway, this is, like I say, a very, very short one. It's like, I just can't explain how good this film actually is and how much I enjoy it. The score is fantastic, the directing is fantastic, the acting is fantastic, and just everything about it. There are a few things, but I mean, for this to be the first film out in the universe and still have a continuity with the rest of the films that came out in the series up to the end of last year, which was 2019, with The Conjuring 3 coming out, The Devil Made Me Do It later on this year in 2020. It does a really good job. They obviously had a long-term plan for all these things. It brings in a lot of different things, but like I say, unfortunately the the things that befell the series later on in this extended universe do become apparent later on in the extended universe if you're watching them all in order. So I'm going to give this film a clap in the closet out of a rotund maid, because there is a rotund maid in this one, and part of the story in fact later on, as you find out, but you don't find that until the end, so I'm not going to tell you and spoil it for you. And this has been Quick Shot Reviews for Cheap Shot Entertainment and the Quick Shot Reviews channel. Make sure you drop us a like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. If you've seen the film, what do you think of it? Give us some suggestions of films you would like us to watch and review. The cinemas are going to be open very, very soon, so hopefully we will get some new releases as well on the channel. Once again, I have been your host Luke, you are the Cheap Shot Nation, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Hiya.